One, two.
Haere mai. Toko ingoa, sorry, ko Dylan Pellet toko ingoa from New Zealand. Thank you for coming along to Going Local Gisborne, our first ever Going Local Gisborne. We've been holding these sessions around the Motu from Invercargill to Whanganei, and now really happy to be over here. Sad to hear you guys had a bit of a wet time of it, but you're all smiling now by the look of it. We're going to have a quick korero and then a little bit of a showcase, a little bit some bands, some local talent for us to enjoy. I'll probably pass along the line to have everyone just to give a quick introduction of themselves, please. I'll start. I'm the General Manager at IMNZ, which is the Trade Association for Independent Copyright Holders. And we put this schmozzle together. We have around 280 members. We also produce the Going Global Music Summit in Auckland, bringing in international people to mix up with the local music market, alongside the Tate Music Prize, which is acknowledging the music that you all make, and just celebrate that fact. I'll hand over to Taina.
Kia ora everyone, I know lots of you fellas. See some of my students here. My name's Taina Keelan. I'm from Uawa or Haoti, and also Mahia, and I am a musician, and I teach music production, technology and songwriting at the Wā here, and yeah, that's me. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. So, yeah.
Kia ora, ko Kate Anderson aho, no Te Rereko Aotearoa, the New Zealand Music Commission, where I am the Chief Executive. Thanks for coming. It is very nice to be in Gisborne. It's been almost 4 years since I was here, so very nice to be back. So we are a government-funded agency. Our job is to help people make money from music. So the corporate line is, our role is to help sustain the New Zealand music industry culturally, economically and globally. So we work in schools across New Zealand. We do musicians mentoring in schools where people go and work with the students in developing their songwriting skills and performance skills. Hey Taina, yeah, you might have done a bit of that. And we run a program called New Zealand Music Month, which is our biggest kind of outward-facing promotion. We have a lot of resources on our website. We do capability programs, an internship program. If anyone is looking to do an internship in a music business around the country, we're opening applications pretty soon for the 2023 year. We have been doing a whole lot of COVID recovery work for the government for the last few years. That's all wrapping up now, and we're really focused on our New Zealand Music Export Office, which is Outward Sound. So that is helping fund bands to take their music to the world, and also to have New Zealand showcases at some of the big global events like South by Southwest in America, or also South by Southwest in Sydney, Big Sound in Australia, Great Escape, places like that. So from schools through to globalisation and everything in between. Yeah.
Thanks, Kath. Kia ora, I am Trilby Crowther from APRA AMCOS. I work in the membership team, and our role is to collect and distribute product performance royalties and reproduction royalties to you guys as the songwriters and music creators. I am quite jealous of what you guys do, and as you can see, I'm really not that keen on being in front of everybody else doing what you guys do. I'd rather be doing the admin. But if you're a songwriter and you create original material, you should be joining up with us.
Kia ora koutou, ko Dean Cameron tōku ingoa. I am the Director of Member Services and Distribution for Recorder Music New Zealand. We are a collective management organisation, similar to APRA AMCOS, but we represent the copyright within the sound recording. So our members are recording artists and right holders, owners of sound recordings, essentially record companies, or in maybe some of your cases, you're self-released artists, you control all your own copyrights, put them out to the world. You are essentially a record company. My role is education around the recorded industry market, explaining how copyright works, making sure you're compensated for when your recordings are played on radio, TV, or used in a commercial space. Other activities we do, we publish the NZ Top 40 charts, the catalogue charts, the hot charts, the NZ Top 20 album singles, Waitareo charts. Every Friday, or sorry, every Saturday. It can be a hot tip, it's changing to Friday very soon. And then also the Aotearoa Music Awards, which in the past have been in November, but this year we've had a little bit of a reset, or the last few years with COVID. They'll be in late May 2024. Nominations will be opening in November, so keep an eye out. That's me.
Kia ora, my name is Kenny Black and I am the Director of New Zealand for a global publishing company called Concord, and we have offices all around the world, mostly our head office is in Nashville, and we represent songwriters. So I look after people like Sir Dave Dobbin, Sit Down in Front, which is a local band here, and internationally people like Genesis and Creedence Clearwater Revival and Cyndi Lauper, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't get to meet them, but you know, I do. Sir Dave, he's pretty cool. And so, yeah, we look after songwriters. So we also collect royalties like APRA. We put together collaborations where we take songwriters so they can go and write with other songwriters, and we also license music for synchronization. So that's like putting music to ads and TV and that sort of thing. And I also have a radio show on 95 BFM, which is a student radio station in Auckland.
Kia ora, malo lele, ko Teresa Patterson toka ingoa. I work at Irarangi Te Motu, which is New Zealand On Air. I'm the head of music there. I head a team of 5 people, and we're a government-funded agency, and we fund music. Well, that's part of what we do. There's also a screen side, but you know, that's screen. We're all about the music. So we have a whole range of funding programs where we fund musicians to create singles or a body of work, like an EP and an album. Yeah, that's me.
Cheers, Dee. I'm going to get devil a time with this microphone over here. I do forgive me. Hope you can hear us all right. This is an open-ended corridor. If you have any questions, please just put up your hand. There may be somebody sitting right next to you who has the same issue. I forgot to actually ask as well, what you guys had all been, the last song or last album that you listened to or streamed, maybe, I think I kind of do want to do that, just to see what everyone else is listening to at the moment. So Teresa, can we start down the end with you?
I was just saying to Penny, oh my gosh, we're so deep in assessments at the moment that all I've been listening to
Penny?
are the songs. No, I was saying, before that we're just so deep in assessing at the moment that all I've been doing is listening to songs from assessments. So I'm going to you have to come back to me because I'm trying to break my brains what I listened to 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, let's say 180 songs that you just Who's next? Penny, have you got anything in particular you're playing at the moment?
So the last music that I streamed was Lazy 50, and I was very lucky to meet them today, so that was pretty cool. And the last vinyl I bought, because I'm a big vinyl fan, I got given the Lazy 50 album, so that's awesome. But I bought the reissue of Homebrew Crew.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a big vinyl purchaser, but I haven't actually bought anything recently. This is something I've listened to a little bit recently. It's a little bit more different to what I would normally listen to. I saw a real bang-in performance by an artist called Juju Lips recently. It was off the chain. And in a room full of music industry who don't usually move. And she had the place bouncing. So you haven't listened to that, so I suggest you check it out.
So I have a 5-year-old who's got me listen to children's music. So Kath B and Susie Cato just released a new song. It's going round in my head, and it's quite painful a little bit. But yeah, recommend that. And I still buy CDs, and I have been still going through my Love Sucky Children and early Flying Nun bands that are going to be getting back together again soon.
Yes, I know why that is.
They're really exciting.
From the Waikato, put out a brilliant new track for Waita Anthems Week, which has been well repeated in my office recently, and kind of crazy indie cowboy guy called DC Maxwell, who's totally worth checking out. It's really amazing live. Very dark songs, though. Don't play them in front of your kids. Sorry.
Yeah, if you think of like Nick Cave's Murder Ballads, it's kind of DC's like that. Fantastic with it.
Embarrassingly, I listen to myself today.
That's because you're like
I'm just
finishing your
being
EP, Tyler.
Yeah.
That's why you're finishing your EP.
I am, and I had a trick with a good friend of mine that I had to check the mix about 50 times today. But other than that, Moko Mokai all day.
Where are they from?
They're from Auckland. That's Dirty and Brendan, and I think they're just really great rap group from Auckland.
And I guess the last record I played was on the plane on the way here was Cobra Khan record from back in the day, an Auckland hardcore band who only put out their records on CD and digital. I guess it was 2005. But yeah, it's one of my life goals is to press that record on vinyl, because I'm also a vinyl collector, and I just want to have one and then sell the other 299 to whoever. Anywho, so anyway,
Have a chat, Dylan.
good chat. Yeah, Dean did put out that record back in 2005 on his independent label 1157. The pink books that you see around you, I'm kind of going to refer to the page 22. It says what the next release to blow up, plan for it. It's kind of a little step-by-step guide that I think we could use tonight just to go through what it takes to put out a release, and also the live and touring and all the other stuff will come into it as well. The plan sort of starts around 6 months ahead. I mentioned plan because I think that's all important. Would everyone agree that having a plan to put out a record is one of the most important things you can do? If you've applied for NZIA funding, you will see that you have to fill out an application form, or any other kind of funding you have to fill out an application form too. That's all being part of your plan, or they ask you what it is you're doing with your releases and with your career as a small business enterprise. 6 months out, I guess over to Dean and perhaps to Trilby at APRA for making sure that your songs are ready and fit for purpose in the back end, not whether they're any good or not, but whether you're registered.
Sure. So firstly, of course, you would need to be a member of APRA, and membership is for individual writers, not just the band. Bands break up, songs don't. So you and your co-writers, or just you as an individual, would need to join up, and then as soon as you've signed up, membership is free and it's all online. You would register your individual works with us. That is then, copyright is automatic under New Zealand law, so lots of people join up with APRA thinking that we're going to copyright your tracks for you, and that's not how it works. But it does mean that it's registered with us, so if it does gain radio play, television play, gains a sync, we know who the copyright owner is. So that's really important. You could register it after you release it. We would maybe tap you on the shoulder and ask you to do it, and that sometimes can be quite awkward. But it's best to jump in, and once you've had that collaboration or written that work before it's released, make sure it's registered with us.
So you come to the stage where you're about to record the track, or you're in the process of recording it. As we represent sound recordings as such, one of the first things you're going to need to do as you finish those mixes and the mastering side of things is obtain ISRC codes. ISRC stands for International Standard Recording Code. It's an alphanumerical sequence, which is essentially behind the scenes identification for your track. Now we're in a very digital world these days, and so when you supply your tracks to your distributor or direct to a DSP, digital service provider, they will generally ask for the metadata of the recording, including the ISSC, the writer information, copyright P notices, all this data as such. The ISSC is used to track royalties, so that's royalties from streaming, downloads, also in broadcast. For example, as a collection society, both APRA and ourselves, we use them. From a writer perspective, your mechanical royalties that will come every time your track is streamed, they will be collected by APRA, and then from our perspective, any broadcast royalties, to give you an example, radio, television, music users, where they are digital services, will give us that data. Now, because it's an alphanumerical sequence, it's a more accurate idea, an accurate way of collecting that information. For example, if you deliver your track to a radio programmer, they may abbreviate it, they may put it in text language, etc. And then ultimately there are loads of tracks with the same title, potentially the same artist, so it's just a unique way of helping make sure that the royalties are tracked and go to the right owner. So that's one thing you need to do. So when you do obtain those ISSCs, it's a free service. We just collect a little bit of basic information, your contact info, then obviously the track data, so the artist, track title, duration, if it's off an album, single, etc. We allocate to those to you, you then give them to your mastering engineer, they will put them in the production master or various files that you're then delivering to your distributor. But you always keep those ISSCs for your own records. No matter what happens with that track in its journey, in its lifetime, you keep that ISSC. Never change or have a new ISSC allocated.
So, for example, if you wanted to remix a track, you would need a brand new ISSC?
Yeah, so whenever there's an edit of a track, or it's a re-record, a new ISSC will apply. Yeah, so if you do a radio edit or a remix, yes, there will be multiple ISSCs, but that's for each individual track. And
do you go directly to you, Dean, to get these ISSCs?
Yeah, so Recording Music is the national agency for ISSC here in Aotearoa. So yes, you can come to us directly. Alternatively, distributors, because we issue a lot of these, and just for ease and management of it, we allocate what we call registering codes. If it's a label that is releasing a lot of content, they will have their own sequence, which they can just issue themselves. We also give what we call ISSC managers. They're the likes of distributors. So here in New Zealand, Digital Rights Management, Precise Digital, sort of the key distributors, so they have their own sequences which they can allocate. Now, if a distributor allocates an ISSC, that's okay. It doesn't matter that where you've got that ISSC from, if it's from a local distributor or an international distributor, you might use TuneCore, you may use DistroKid, but the most important thing is that you keep that ISSC for any use that you do. If anyone ever asks you for that, you supply it to them.
Yeah, there is a global register of the ISSCs that are attached to those tracks.
And on that note, so I'll just quickly mention that when you register your songs with us, even though we don't give you those codes, there is a space on the registration that you can add that code. So it means you can log into your file and see both the general work number we give you, and also it's a place you can list those codes. So it's all in one spot.
Yeah, nice. I want to check in with Taina and then over to Teresa. But Taina, I just want to check with the 6-month plan. You've got an EP coming out. Have you already done this back end paperwork for those tracks that are on the EP?
It's funny. A young artist that I'm producing at the moment, I've done hers. I'm way more onto it with other people's stuff than my own. Yeah, but those songs I wrote, produced as well. So pretty much, there's that part of it is done, and then there's the part of it where I'm with a PR company called Nick Nack, really beautiful people, and so they're looking after that as well. So that's lined up. So the PR's lined up, that's lined up, and then for my own stuff, at the moment I'm musical directing a musical, and it's a lot of work transcribing strings and all the rest of it. So when I finish that, I'll get onto my own stuff. But yeah, the plan is pretty much an action for her stuff, and for my stuff, I usually start about 4 months out. So yeah, I've got a little bit of time.
all good. And you sounds like you're busy as all get out.
I just want to touch on one thing. So you've now recorded the track and you're all ready to go. It's important that you've registered your musical works with APRA, but it's also good to it's important to understand there are 2 copyrights with a piece of recorded music, and they're both monetizable: the musical work and the sound recording. So you register the musical work with APRA, and you register the sound recording with us, with recorded music. We do that locally for our local artists by a scheme called the Direct to Recording Artist Scheme. And if, depending on your situation, if you are contracted to a record company, the revenue, if any royalties are payable, will be split 50-50 between your record company and yourself as an artist, or if you're a self-released artist, you will collect 100%. All that's required is a little bit of paperwork. We have a form called a master rights agreement, which is essentially you agreeing to our agreements and our arrangements for us to then enter your music into blanket licenses, and then essentially that will entail into royalties in due course. So yeah, and simply if your track is played on the radio, there is 2 royalties.
Cool. Over to Teresa, just around the New Zealand music funding and the various funding streams that you have, is it a 6-month out kind of thing where you should be applying?
Probably even further out, to be
Even
honest.
further out?
Yeah, because
We
6
probably should have
months.
started with you.
6
then.
months you want to be planning for the release, and you know, you probably should have recorded by then, especially if you're doing an album and you want to press vinyl. That can take a long time. There are local companies, but you know, but yeah, you probably, I mean, you know, timelines are all different for different people, but because when you apply for funding, there's like a deadline, and then we have to, say you're applying for a new music single, of which we get about 230 applications with 35 grants. But out of those 230 applications that come in, the team spends a week criteria checking just to make sure that what you've said is true in your application and you did meet that 10. And then the music goes to the panel, of which there are 7 people for this particular stream, new music single. It's a person from New Zealand On Air, a commercial radio programmer, someone from student radio, and then a mix of people from the industry. People on this panel before have sat on there. And then we give them 2.5 weeks to listen to all of those songs and to read the applications. So already, you know, like from application date to getting it to the panel, we're a month in. And then by the time we have the panel assessment meeting, they, you know, spent 3 hours arguing about which song should get funding. And, you know, so that's quite a long time. And then you get the funding. And then you've got to record, you know, and you've got to shoot your music video or whatever kind of video content you feel is appropriate to help promote the song. Could be some sort of, you know, quick short form video content for your social media, for instance. So yeah, you definitely need to be thinking way more before the 6 months to apply for funding. Because also you've got to have a demo to apply for the funding as well, so that's going to take you time to create that.
I guess that was kind of my next question was, yeah, do you need a demo to submit to the New Zealand funding rounds? And I guess then over to Kath around the sort of touring aspects around being 6 months out from a release. You guys at the Music Commission have been running the Aotearoa touring program. You'd perhaps be submitting in for that, or is that still going on? We're just cancelling that. You can actually talk about the actual program itself, because again, that was, I guess, part of putting a plan together.
So, depending on the kind of artist you are, like touring doesn't suit everyone. Touring is not cheap. Touring is also awesome. And how you will get to meet some amazing people, both on stages and off stages, all over the country. But you've kind of got to figure out what's going to work best for you. If you are an artist who wants to perform live, the cost of touring in New Zealand's gone up a lot over the last few years. I think you definitely feel it here if you're thinking about flying anywhere to start a tour as well. Like those regional flights have gone pretty insane. So you probably want to do something like wait for the Air New Zealand, grab a seat, figure out when you can get places, and then sort of book around. In the main centres at the moment, you're probably looking at around about a 6-month lead time if you want a Friday or a Saturday. If it's not Friday or Saturday, then you can be a sort of much shorter timeline, but that the booking and securing the venues, you definitely want to have done to at least 3 months out, or 6 months if you want to do Friday or Saturday. Also, one of the things that we've found at the moment is that there's a lot of touring going on. So if you want a Friday or a Saturday in the main centre, you may not be able to get it either. Venues are being a little bit pickier. Like, we're trying to make money here and keep our venue open. So can you maybe be a support, or can you do an earlier in the week show? But that may not work for you either if you're trying to get people out. So it is kind of, it's balancing things up. But if you're going out on your first tour around the country, certainly one of the best things you can do is play with other people. Either play with other people who are going out on tour, or play with other people from the area who are really well known. And just keep a real eye on your costs and try to have as much fun as possible. It's really hard to break even on your second and third tour. I mean, hopefully by number 4, it's all going okay. So it's really important you enjoy yourself and have a really good time on stage. Meet some great people and do it for the reasons that the music moves you rather than moves your money, because it might not do that for a little while.
Yeah, true. I know we have a question over there, but I just wanted to come in on the scheduling for tours. Two things I can think of in terms of looking at what else is on around the country, around the Motu. Rugby fixtures comes to mind. Playing in Wellington when there's a rugby game on in Wellington is never a good idea unless you're super late. And then I think
Playing if there's a rugby game on, full stop, like All Blacks games or anything like that is a bad idea.
Yeah, we just want to acknowledge that.
Unless you're busking.
Yeah, we just want to acknowledge that sport, and rugby in particular, is a huge part of New Zealand culture, and we want to maybe avoid some of those large gatherings of people that won't be turning up to your gig. And the other one was around the university schedules, when the university students are actually in town. If you're trying to play in Dunedin and there's no students there, you're kind of out of luck. Any thoughts along there before I open to the question we had? Any thoughts on the panel? Any other additional pitfalls to be aware of?
Or just, I said this to someone tonight actually, that everything's been done before. So if you are looking for venues to book in other cities, just look at like a band that you think that you'll like, and just see where they've toured before, where they've played before.
Yeah,
and that's a good way to discover which venue is good for you.
For sure, yeah. Looking at their tour poster and seeing, if you're a Nadia Reid fan or in that sort of realm, you look at, okay, she's playing whatever, Dive in Dunedin and whoever, some other venue in Welly or wherever, Tauranga. You can plan out a route pretty much, but like you say, it's all been done before. Sometimes the venues change, and of course the audiences change. Adrian, you had a question over there. It was.
I'm not on the panel, but yeah, New Tracks is part of NZ On Air.
When you pitch, every time I pitch because it's being released in the months that the decision's coming out. Should I be pitching it before that, 3 months before that? Like, how much in advance should I pitch?
Oh, so there is definitely a date, time frame that is in when you read up about New Tracks, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it definitely has to be when the song is going to be released, is going to be out, because the song, that New Tracks compilation, goes to like all the radio stations, commercial, student radio, to music media in New Zealand and Australia. So it actually has to be, it can't be out like the month before, or it can't be coming out the month after. It's for that month of New Tracks. Yeah, so do that yourself. New Tracks is just a backup. It's just like another avenue for you to help promote the song, but absolutely do all that other stuff yourself and send the track out in advance to whatever media contacts you've got. Oh, sorry. So, New Tracks is a compilation that used to be on CD form many, many years ago, called Kiwi Hit Disc.
I used to post it out.
Oh, there you go, when Trilby read New Zealand On Air. And now it's a digital compilation that goes out every month to, like I said, to radio stations, commercial, student, iwi, access, music media in New Zealand and some in Australia like Rolling Stone, music.net. all of the record companies, major, independent, a whole lot of other music industry, like music management companies, etc. So it's just another avenue for you, you know, to get your song out there. Primarily, back in the day, it was like a compilation for the commercial radio stations. But yeah, now it just reaches so much further. I think there's like 700 email addresses on the database, so it does go far and wide. And yeah, if you go to nzonair.gov.nz and go to new tracks, you'll see all the information around it. You can apply monthly. We do get about 160 songs for 50 places, so you've got a third chance of getting on there. And it's all about, yeah, for us, it's all about broadcast outcomes. So, yeah.
I see time is ticking on, so I might just go ahead. The 3 months ahead paragraph there, we've sort of already covered around planning for tours. We get to the 2 months ahead, organising artwork for the release and promo photos. I guess open question for Penny or anyone on the panel, like what would we expect of photos? A very, very fuzzy image that no one can identify, or what?
I was just going to also expand on that with radio. So because before this job I have now, I was a radio programmer, and the photos are part of that. So when you're sending through a track to student radio or commercial radio, which is probably even harder, send through a very short bio that is, you know, succinct about, you know, and kind of has a bit of a story about that's kind of like a, you know, making you kind of special and stand out from other artists. So just somehow kind of find that little story. Send a photo of the band, because people want to know what the band looks like or the artist looks like. And also, when you're sending a track to, say, student radio, sometimes that track might not be right then and there. So send the entire EP, even if you haven't released it, because like when I was programming, that song might not fit right at that time, because there might be 15 other female singer-songwriters on the playlist, so one more is not going to work. But you might have a song that's a bit rockier, so that might work, you know. So it may not be just that song, and don't get disillusioned and give up plugging to radio. In student radio, I know a lot of people think that radio is kind of diminishing, but there are still hardcore radio fans. And when you think about it, it's what you listen to in the car. If you don't get much luck with student radio, the other thing you can do is, if you're kind of into, if you're a country artist or a folk artist, look at access radio stations, look for country radio shows, or even people doing like little indie shows, and contact DJs. Just anywhere, if you've got favourite DJs, just contact them and send the music through. Because one play will make someone hear it, and then you'll get a fan, and then, you know, they might play it more and it might get picked up. But it is, yeah, really important to keep your bio brief, because people are getting pitched all the time, and they're getting pitched a lot of music. So the bio brief and the photo looking good, and yeah, just the music being awesome, which I'm sure it always is.
Tyler, you're sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was about to say, I know Kath has said this before, and I said it to a band tonight as well. Use AI to write your bio.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, and you know, to say I want a bio that's, you know, 2 paragraphs long, or how many words long, or I want one that's a page long, like have different sizes for different purposes. Sorry, Dylan.
That's all right. No, AI is a brand new thing on it's not even on the horizon. It's here, and it's absolutely being talked about in the music circles for sure. But yeah, sorry. Back to
It's not cheating.
it's
Totally not
it's
cheating.
not. I mean, yeah. But yeah, Tina, I just wanted to look at the artwork side of things for you as an artist, and you're putting out a release. Do you have a vision in mind when you're writing the tunes, or when it's a fully formed thing, or do you just are you using a logo that you've always used for your work?
Yeah, definitely used to. Over the years, I've played in different bands, like, you know, Catch a Fire and da-da-da. But the things like, we all had different things we used to do, but these days I use AI for artwork as well. A lot, because it's that, or pay a photographer or pull out my iPhone. But I just did a photo shoot the other day with my iPhone that actually came out good for someone's stuff, and for my new stuff I'm just trying AI for it and it's been really, really, really good. And so yeah, don't be scared of the AI thing. Just, you know, you can type in Taina riding a dolphin through the clouds, and
It'll appear.
it'll come up with some Spanish actress called Taina, but you might get lucky. So yeah, definitely some choice stuff with the AI. But yeah, artwork as well. Get it done really early, so your bio and your press kit has got your artwork on it.
And with the artwork, I guess just touching on a little bit, I suppose, but how big do you, what are you planning for? Are you planning for it to be a tiny little thing that you see on Spotify, or are you putting it on a piece of vinyl, or are you putting it on a tour poster?
Yeah, everything, all the above.
So you've got to make it scalable.
Yep, get on Canva, pay that $9 a month, and you'll be able to do a huge PDF, and then work at the wānanga like I do and use the printers. But yeah,
You take your opportunities where you can find them, right? Yeah, like everyone else. Moving on to the 1.5 months ahead, it says here we arrange an aggregator to get your song on the main streaming services. Any opinion along the panel there for aggregators and digital distributors in this country? Are they good? Are they sufficient?
I mean, yeah, there's lots of options in that field. Obviously, locally, I mentioned earlier, there are two main aggregators: Digital Rights Management and Precise Digital. They're both good outfits. They both have good models, and they work directly with you as an artist or a right holder. They're generally submission, so you have to submit your music for consideration before you go there, before they potentially may work with you. On the flip side of that, there is thousands of aggregators globally. Some good, some not so good. They all come with different models. Like I said, there's a lot of aggregators where you just talk to a computer and you click, and agree to terms, that sort of thing, and that's all they are. And that's all about getting content. And you may pay a subscription, so you may pay a yearly fee per album, per song, etc. You will never talk to anyone, they will never do anything for you, but your music will be there, and then it's up to you how you push your audience to that track or album. Then there are other ones that will be a commission based, so there'll be a portion of royalties that come back. And they may have services that they offer you, like pitching to playlist opportunities to the digital service providers. Some other marketing tools, they can also get involved in publishing and all these sorts of things. But you've just got to be aware what you're agreeing to. Entering into an agreement with a distributor or an aggregator is like signing a rental contract. So be fully aware of what you're agreeing to.
Yeah, what you're agreeing to, and also what's the exit look like?
Yeah, we have a lot of members contact us weekly about have signed into deals online and not have understood what they've gone into, and then have noticed there's a publishing share being deducted from their works, and it's because they've ticked a box and not read the terms and conditions. And most of those you can get out of, but just be really careful. Just take your time with and read the terms and conditions. If you're unsure what it means, you should be able to ask that question. If you can't ask, that's a worry. You're welcome to call it. We have a list on our website called Get to Know Your Local Aggregator. It's a list of New Zealand and Australian based ones where we've given a little brief outline of what each offer and what each do. But there's many out there. Just make sure you understand before you load things up.
I guess, Kath, is there anywhere to go if you do have a legal issue that you'd need some advice on?
Well, that's a nice segue, Dylan. We've got a free legal advice service. How about that? So yeah, the Music Commission has a program called Music Law. So we have a partnership with a company called Dominion Law, who are an Auckland-based entertainment law firm, and you can get a free 30-minute consultation with one of their lawyers. So all you need to do is ring or email the Music Commission and just a couple of lines. Like, we don't need to know the whole details. It could be, I've got a few things in a contract I don't understand, or I'm having a dispute with someone I used to be in a band with, my song's being used by someone I didn't agree to it. Just that level of information, and then we request that gets sent to Dominion Law, and the lawyer calls you within 5 days. So yeah, 30 minutes free. If it goes over that, then you will have to pay for that additional service yourself, but it's definitely enough time to figure out if you've got a real issue or if it's something which is an understanding or something that can be resolved pretty sort of easily, and most things can.
I'll sort of add to that a little bit. So, my cousin, all the way from Tolaga Bay, works for Dominion Law. His name's Joel Teshkot, and he does my law stuff. But I just want to say, yeah, been caught up heaps of times in different things. I mean, one time I was signed to a label who wouldn't let me use my own name for 3 years. I'm not gonna let's them name any names. My music, and so those sort of things are quite ridiculous and hard to get out of. And Dominion's great. Another thing is like Joel will just talk to you for a whole hour usually. So yeah, hit him up. They're really cool.
Okay, we're into fast approaching the release date and the end of the day. 1 month ahead, it's time to write a press release. Taina, I guess you would say yes, get AI to write the press release for you, yes or no?
Yes, or the wonderful people at Little Sister or Nick Nick will do it for you. Yeah, you can't do it, Paula. But
So
yeah, just find someone with really big words and they'll help you out. But the main thing I've found is just be surprising. I've been lucky enough to get a lot of things funded over the years. So not too many Teresa, I'm still. But I was always trying to think outside of the box. So you know, sometimes I just put kapow, we're here, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe a dog footprint or something, you know. But yeah, always surprising with that. And yeah, the press kit's really important. I know some of you guys are onto it with it. But I've always been a stickler for having a really good press kit, and that's not just that's the whole thing, you know. If you can get a really good video in there, really, and make it personable, you know, because people want to know you and who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're going to do social media, get on there at least 4 times a week and keep it up to date, because after a week people forget you.
That's true. I like your idea about being surprising, and maybe AI will help you to be surprising. It may not, but you might find a kernel of information in there that you can pull out and go, okay, I'm going to expand on this particular theory. Or, as you said, you know, hiring a publicist like Nick Nack or anyone else of the professionals around who do know how to string a sentence together and can tell your story in a legitimate way.
In the funding these days, there's usually an allowance for marketing. So
Yes, there is.
Yeah, when you get New Zealand funding or Te Maunga Power funding or creative, whatever funding it is, usually it's in the thing. It's got a little thing there. You can pay a marketing company X amount of dollars to do that lead work for you.
But also,
Teresa, you want to touch on that?
oh yeah, I mean, it's just I was again talking to one of the bands, one of the artists today about just how the fact that there's 120,000 songs uploaded every single day worldwide to Spotify. So, it's never been easier to release music, but it's just been harder to break through. The discoverability and the consumption of music is really fragmented. So, and when we get our budgets through and people applying for funding, I just really want to make sure that people do put promotion and marketing in those budgets, because it's one thing to record this amazing piece of work that you've put so much, like love and heart into, and finally it's there, you've recorded it, and then you've got, say your music video. But if you just release it and that's all you do, it's just not going to go anywhere. So you really need to, put your best foot forward and, get someone on board, or get AI to write your bio, PR, but just seek advice on what to do and contacts, and build up your fan base and do the best you can, but just don't release it and do nothing.
Yeah, no one can listen to a song they don't know exists. So you've got to try and connect with people some way. There is a resource on the Music Commission website. There's a whole artist resource section there actually, with dozens and dozens of different articles, and there is a specific one on putting together a great EPK or electronic press kit, because they totally work. I mentioned Air at the beginning of this, and I only knew about that band because this amazing press kit arrived at work, and I was just kind of scrolling through it going, who are these guys? And this looks great, and this is really interesting. And so you're interested. You've got that bug and you want to know more about them. And I think you need to think about the way that you're putting yourself out into the world. It's your wedding day on the stage. You want to look flash and have best foot forward.
True. And to that respect, I guess we're at 2 weeks ahead. And it says here, apparently, it says your social media aspect, your social media presence. I guess to anyone on the panel, would you agree that perhaps if you're not using Twitter, then delete the account? And if you're not using Facebook, or your fans are not using Facebook, just delete that account or don't engage with it, and make sure that your platforms that you are using or you choose to use are up to date with the artwork.
I also would actually
today
start
is-
engaging on your social media way before 2 weeks, to be
Sure.
honest, because it's all part of building your fan base.
Yes.
And also it's good to take your following all your fans on that journey with you, because people who love your music also want to see what you're doing, so they want to see you in the studio, or they want to see you on the music video shoot, or when you're shooting the the photos, etc. So it's called social media for a reason. It's not marketing media. So it's good to do a combo as well of some marketing. Hey, we've got a new single coming out, but also just share all those awesome behind the scene moments, and then when you do release your music, at the moment live performances really seem to resonate with audiences. So whether you do a live performance of the band doing the song, and then maybe you do a month down the line an acoustic version or whatever, but yeah, again, it's all been done before. Look at the social media of artists that you think you think you are like, and to see what they do and see what's working.
And to put it in perspective a little bit, about 500 hours of content is loaded onto YouTube every minute. So you need to understand you may be releasing something out there, but you are one of many. So don't be disheartened if it hasn't had 1,000 views straight away, and to know that you need to stand out.
That's true, actually. That's what YouTube Music will countenance in their workshops that they do, is that they need time for the algorithm to acknowledge the fact that you have a piece of a piece up there, a piece of content up there to engage with people, and not to be too dissatisfied if it hasn't popped off in 72 hours. Teresa, I love the idea of the behind-the-scenes kind of footage that you can do as a pre-awareness. I was going to say, throw in the other tip there was a pre-saved link to the tracks or the tune that you're making available in a couple of weeks' time. That just helps you grow your fan base on whatever those platforms are.
Does everyone know what a pre-save link is in the digital world? Spotify, Apple, etc. So when a fan pre-saves your track, it'll be prior to release, and then on that release date, it'll automatically end up in their inbox, or they'll get some notification such that it's ready and it's there for them. So that's it's like pre-orders. If you're selling pre-orders from a physical product, it's the same.
Yeah, and I'm not a digital streaming platform expert myself, or person myself that works with them, but I would like to imagine that those pre-saved links would have some bearing on the algorithm, and perhaps some bearing on whether your track gets considered for playlists. If you've got 2,000 people hitting up your pre-save link, then theoretically I would say that the editors of those streaming services would pay attention to that. Any thoughts down there?
Yeah, I mean, totally, yes, 100%. And then also subscribing to your artist page, goes a long way. Some ways more than people streaming. So. Yeah, just let's build an audience.
Yeah, the playlist thing is massive, so you really try. I remember putting a song out with a mate of mine, this guy at a couple of years ago, and we managed to crack the Australian new artist and the New Zealand new artist. I think, yeah, something like that anyway.
Music Friday?
Yeah, and the same month, Mikey, my friend Mikey got the picture on the Australian and New Zealand release. That's Mikey Dan, if you don't know who he is, he's a really great songwriter. But we got on the playlist because we just kept hassling DRM. DRM's a distribution, Aotearoa distribution company. We just kept hassling them because they got the network to get on the playlist, and we did a massive social media thing for the song. If you crack a playlist, it means a lot. And by playlist, I just mean like New Zealand Spotlight, whatever it might be, New Zealand Dance, New Zealand but whatever those playlists are, because most people when they sit down to listen to Spotify, they go straight to a playlist. So getting on those is massive, and then from there you chart. So yeah, and once you chart, and it all starts to turn into a snowball. If you true.
Yeah. Kath, you want to say something, yeah? Oh, yeah. Any questions? I'm still kind of rolling on. There is one here.
Well, it's not necessarily specific to right now. Are you waiting for afterwards?
No. It's an open call.
Okay, so never been that much of a fan of vanities in music. However, occasionally they're appropriate. Now at the stage where some of my songs have swear words, and I'm wondering, what would your collective advice be? Can you create two artists and release family-friendly versus explicit?
Just do an edit. Just do a regular edit.
Do you make two versions of that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an edit, yeah. You're the same artist, you're same music's on the same profile as who you are, but you've just got to clean
Are
or
you editing with a substituted word? Whatever you want.
yeah, whatever, you know.
People do it differently, yeah.
Don't forget, of course, with that edit, you're going to need another ISRC code. Also, just on the, sorry, leading on from the pre-save link, there was the ability to do pre-sales via services like Bandcamp. If you're an independent artist, I fully endorse Bandcamp. You can sell anything on Bandcamp. You can sell hats, you can sell safety pins, you can sell, of course, your music. But it's just an absolutely fantastic platform that allows the artists to collect as much of the money as possible, as much of the income as possible for your music, for your merch, for your t-shirts, for anything that you sell on Bandcamp. It's absolutely fantastic. And so yeah, again, with the pre-order link, it's just building your fan base leading up to the release day. Any thoughts there as well? Shall we move on to, my God.
Kenny's got something.
I'm kind of a bit slow thinking, but I wanted to kind of talk about social media again because I think people should think about also tagging. So I don't know if you guys have heard of a band called Coterie, but Coterie are an Australian-based band, but they're made up of 4 brothers. And they basically grew out of tagging 660 and doing covers of them, and then got signed to an imprint that they made called Massive via Sony, supported them and toured with them, and just grew from that. And it was just through tagging them on Instagram and getting their fans to tag them, and they just bombarded them, and it was crazy. But check that out because it was a pretty full-on story. And when when we signed them, I thought that was random, and it was actually all a strategy, and I just never knew that. Yeah.
Do you think that could work negatively sometimes?
Yeah, probably, like it might annoy somebody, but it didn't with 660, and now they're all like best mates and they hang out, and yeah.
You know what's interesting about that is 660 started off doing like Freddy's and Shapeshifter covers. So it's kind of gone right around, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. We're here at release date. Oh my goodness. We've done all this planning and now your record's coming out. What do? Do you sit on the couch? No? Sit on the couch and make a cup of tea and call your grandmother and see how she's doing? No, you don't. No. You get busy sharing on the social media platforms. You let everyone and their dog know that, or their cat, where is their cat? That your song or your album is out. You perhaps have a YouTube video premiered, perhaps maybe the week before or on the day. Again, back to T's idea of like behind the scenes videos or a quick sneaky live performance, perhaps a listening party, perhaps an actual show. Any thoughts about what else we should add in on release date?
Interviews on the radio.
Oh,
so like even with student radio, if they're not playlisting your music, they will still book you for interviews on release days, and then you'll get like a spot play. So always contact them. I know with BFM, like if you don't even get playlisted, they want live to ears on your release day. They just want to be promoting New Zealand music, even if it doesn't kind of fit the brand. So always hit them up and do that like a couple of weeks out because sometimes they're full. But yeah, don't sit on the couch for sure.
But do call your grandmother though, yes. And I guess that kind of wraps up the idea of putting together all this work. And there is a sentence here that says, all of this planning may seem like a lot of work, and it is. But if you give yourself enough lead time, then it'll make your life a lot easier And you can get to back to what Kath was saying, is to have some fun with it, you know. Music is made to be enjoyed and appreciated, and it's supposed to touch your soul. That's what Cobra Car does to me. Any questions at all around the table or from the panel? Is there anything perhaps that we haven't imparted? Any other bits of advice that we think?
You can contact us whenever you want.
No question is a silly question.
That's true.
The whole music ecosystem can be a bit complicated at times.
And we ask questions still.
Yeah, we're still learning, so.
That's true. Yeah, I love the idea of never stop learning.
I have a question for Teresa. What do you reckon the percentage of applications that come in are actual demos and what are actual professional finished recordings?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean, like the demo quality is now indistinguishable from?
Yeah, I just wondered that because I always thought to myself, well, there's probably heaps of bands and they've just got finished recordings and they're just sending them in, and they're up against people who've got 5 strings on their.
The thing is, you can't claim any expenses until you've got the funding. So if you've spent all your money recording it to get the funding, then you can't claim any of that money that you've spent. So yeah, I mean, and the whole thing is that people have got recordings, you know, they can record at home and all that, so the quality of demos can be quite high.
I thought so because I just wondered because that's kind of the way it's gone now. I felt sorry for the certain few who might not have access.
Yeah, but like a good song is a good song.
Yeah.
And like when I first started doing the panels, it was only like 120 applicants or something, and there were heaps more demos. And now there are a lot more kind of what seems like the finished project. Like you can still tell a good song, you know. So I think it doesn't matter if it's a demo or not. I think you should still always try.
Get harder.
Yeah, because everyone on the panel, you know, has had a career in the industry and have listened to demos, you know, their entire career, so they do understand when a demo is just a demo and you have the potential in it. But definitely put your best foot forward.
True. Well, thank you very much. Teresa, Penny, Dean, Trilby, Kath, and Tyler, and myself, thank you all for being part of this, and thank you all for being here and enjoying. Please take the stages. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sticking around to watch the band, so.
Kia ora, Te whānau. Here's a heads up for what's happening at Smash Palace this week. Friday, 2 hot new original Gizzy bands take to the Smash Palace stage. This Friday night, first up, Phoenix Towers make their Smash debut. And then, Last Moon Ticket, formerly Model Citizen, will grace us with a set of their catchy, hook-laden tunes. Show starts at 8 p.m, $10 on the door. Saturday, Yours, Mine and Ours presents the official New Zealand Skate Nationals Party, featuring George Beeler and Groovy T, plus The Ashes, Messi and Diz Funk. It's going to be one hell of a party. Get your tickets from Under the Radar. The Ashes are up first at 8 p.m, so don't be late for that one. Sunday, the return of the Mexican.
Kia ora everyone, we are Ocean Space, some of Ocean Space. We're missing a guitarist today, but we're going to send it anyway. Thank you, Daryl, for hosting this discussion tonight. It was great. There's some awesome information, and I hope you enjoy our performance. Oh, actually, our guitarist left us a little book, because he was pretty gutted that he couldn't be here tonight. He's given us some instructions on what to do. Right, he said, hand the book over to Emma, and she's going to tell a little story about our bassist, Simon.
Let's see here. It's a story about a gypsy with a mortgage. He used to roam the land free, town to town, sea to sea. All the places he would go, he refused to join the status quo. Now he's back in 9 to 5, books on tape, commuting drives, pays the mortgage every week, mows the lawns and cleans the sheets. Where is this going? Visions of what once was past made him quit his job at last. And his day will come again to join the gypsy caravan.
Mortgage, 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 mortgage. Gypsy, 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 gypsy. Mortgage, 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 mortgage. Gypsy, 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 gypsy. Mortgage, 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 mortgage. Gypsy, 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 gypsy. Mortgage, 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 mortgage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're Ocean Space and we're from Gisborne and we're very grateful to be here with you all.
Hey team, I'm Natasha Lee, independent artist from Gizzy, and that's all I'm going to say. Oh, this song's called Modern Day Love Story. We were on our third date when his best mate went to me and said, girl, you're with the wrong man. Me, kinda shy, looked him dead in the eye and saw the truth of his arrogant plan. I won't lie, I looked him up and down from his boots to his button-up shirt, and I laughed at the audacity, cause this man looks scared of dirt. But what if he's right, and he's just my type? Turns out he's got cheek just like me and drives too fast with me in the passenger seat. If there's a sign that says don't step, he'll take his boots off to dance on it. The most important little thing is somehow he sees who I am, and fuck, I think I'm with the wrong guy. Double date when that best mate was kissing a girl while looking at me. My man saw my face for what it was, green lace jealousy. So with that he left the table and explained that we were through. I'm done wasting all my time trying to be the right man for you. And what if he's right and the grass ain't greener on the other side? Well, his best friend's got cheek just like me and drives too fast with me in the passenger seat. When there's a sign that says don't step, he'll take his boots off to dance on it. The most important little thing is somehow he sees who I am, and I was with the wrong guy, or so I thought, till I realized it was all an act. That first impression, arrogance, was actually a fact. Now his best friend drives alone with an empty passenger seat. The most important little thing is how easily he fooled me, and I gave up a good man for the wrong guy.
Good evening. We're Last Moon Ticket. Gonna play a song here tonight, and thanks for coming out, everybody. It's great to see everybody. This one's called I Need You. to believe in you again. I'm blinded by your eyes. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Last Moon Ticket.
Yup, chick. Yeah, 4010, baby. Just want to say a few things. Thank you to the panel for coming out and spending their time with us tonight. Second thing, thank you to the Brave for opening up your house for us again, brother, so that our locals can do our thing. Eastbourne 4010, I hope you enjoy the show. Let's rock it.
See me riding in the 40. I've been riding from the city to the wheels stop falling off. I'm crawling. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm up in the streets calling. 4010, we at it again, and I got them haters started. Cause my team, we ballin'.
Hey, I never ever settle for an L. I'm a born winner if you really can't tell. Aim for the stars, bars like hell. Cooking that fire from the booth, I bet up in the hells. Yeah, my team don't stop. Hit it for the top like a rapper, yeah, my team make them hot. 4010, we're taking off. Paper chasing that dogs.
Let the liquor flow through ya like booyah. Let the sound of the 4010 consume ya. We the best of the best, and it ain't a rumor. Baby, got a lot of haters, but a lot of humor. Trying to confuse ya. We give it to you vicious. So don't get it twisted, my team's ambitious. We look a little messed up, but we just looking for their next mission. Ready to get down to business. See me riding in the 40. Come on. I'll be riding from the city to the wheels stop falling off. I'm crawling. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm up in this calling. 4010, we at it again, and I got them haters started. Cause my team, we ballin'.
4010 on top, steady on the road. About to make a pop, make you lose control. Got it on lock with the Eastbourne flow. Tell a hater what's up, cause they just don't know. We on that grind, we making that paper. Putting them work like a real money maker. Straight fact, no love for a faker. Got a middle finger here for the next taker.
I do this for my city, 4010, we're rising up. Representing tight up 50 while the country's round up. Brothers like the butler together, we showing up. Cause I'm in the game, my whole team's leveled up. Doubled up on that good stuff, our homies stay turned up. Haters trade, can't feel the heat when we pulling up. We keep the liquor pouring, get the chronic blazed up. We get the liquor pouring till we all talking fucked up. See me riding in the 40. I've been riding from the city to the wheels stop falling off, and I'm running. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm up in this calling. 4010, we at it again, and I got them haters started. Cause my team, we ballin'. I said move, get out the way. I'm riding in the 40, reppin' the East all day. All them haters gonna hate me, give a fuck what they say. Blood fingers out to the East Coast wave. I was born in the East, and I'm money like a beast. You know what it is, a 4010 on the beat. Live and uncut, now we're lyrically unleashed. Yeah, stop and give a shorty like you like it like that, cause we got it like that. My whole team fresh, making all the next snack. 4010, baby, yeah, you know who it is. And time is money, so we get down to that biz. Catching dollar bills, and they're never gonna change. If he's poor, baby, stepping it up in the game. And all these little haters always sounding the same, but ain't no motherfucker do a goddamn thing. See me riding in the 40. I can ride it from the city to the wheels stop falling off, and I'm running. 4010. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I'm up in this, it's calling. 4010, we at it again, and I got them haters stalling. Cause my team, we ballin'. See me riding in the 40.
Yeah, yeah. We got one more song to play for you. It's called We Got the Flavor. I hope you enjoy it. 4010, baby.
Yeah, let's get it. Got that flavor. Come on, let's get it. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Come on, yeah. 4010 in the house. We got that flavor. We got that flavor. Party in the 40. Party in the 40. Haters see you later. Haters see you later. Raise your drinks up if you're having a good time. 4010, yeah. Can I get a cheers? With the dance floor for the ease in the air. It's time to get down to it. East won't sound. All the reason we get down to on this side of town. It's time to move, ladies. Show us how you move. Work this work or show us something brand new. Just take your time and keep on shining. By the end of the night, we'll be bumping, grinding. So tell me, who's got the flavor? We got the flavor. But who's got the flow? We got the flow. That's right. So get up and bounce to this and don't stop. Party with a gangster twist. We on top. There's a party in the 40 tonight. I'm 41. Come and listen to some real hip hop and get drunk. Cause we about to make your whole party rock. But the party don't stop till the champagne pop. Let's go. We got that flavor. We got that flavor. Party in the 40. There's a party in the 40. The haters see you later. Raise your drinks up if you're having a good time. In the front, yeah, the brand is going down in the 40. Call up the G's and call up the shorties. Tell them come through, cause it's time to get horsey. Something for the freaks if they wanna get naughty. Cause it's the 40, Tina 1-3. And we got the flavor, as you can't see. So put your hands up, holla back for the team. Cause we can make it clap if you know what I mean.
4010 back on the track, making you clap. You know how we do it. Our music will make you say I love to move it, move it. Let's get into it. If you got the moves, then prove it. Bring up your shoes, let's do this. As you in the mood, let's do it. Loose step, let loose, just start moving. Tell your neighbors and your cousins and agents. Please 4010 and we got the flavor. And
we got that flavor. We got that flavor. Party in the 40. There's a party in the 40. The haters see you later. Raise your drinks up if you're having a good time. We got that flavor. We got that flavor. There's a party in the 40. Party in the 40. The haters see you later. Hey, kia ora koutou. We are unified. Thank you. Hey, big ups to everyone who's come out tonight. Heaps of learnings, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, everyone. Here's a song that Daryl's picked up for us. This one's called Whaka Piri Piri Mai. Thank you very much.
Kia ora. My name's Taina. Nathan, Isaac. This is, every week we have this thing called Builder Band, so just going to do a couple of covers. We're just going to jam. I'm just going to tell Nathan what the chords are. E, minor, G, C, and B. 2 bars on each, brother. Two. Can I have a little more monitors, please, Nate? Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 2 2. Yeah. Hey, I remember when something so precious about that place. Even my emotions had an echo in so much space, babe. And when you're out there without a care, it's too much time now. No, no, no. You're in control. I think you're crazy, babe. Maybe I'm crazy, oh no, no. Some say I'm like crazy now. Oh, no. Probably now, babe. And I hope that you've been having the time of your life, babe. Hey, remember, like, it's my only advice. Come on now, babe. Yeah, who do you think you are? Oh no, no, rest my soul. You think that you're in control, baby? I think you're crazy. Oh, I think you're so crazy now. I think you're crazy. Probably. I think you're crazy. Baby, you're so crazy.
must be crazy like me sometimes. So blind. I think you're crazy. Baby, you're so crazy. Some say, oh, no. Oh, that's probably my fault. I think you're crazy. Baby, you're just so crazy. was fun. Fun and loud. Let's turn myself down a bit. Thought I found myself the right woman, babe, to ease my weary mind. Thought I had a chance to start all over, babe. Said it's on the end of time, yo. As time went on, we tried to stay together, yeah. But we cried every step of the way, yeah. But now we've seen again, it's empty promises. Time went on, we stayed together, baby. We want to go our separate ways. Said you wouldn't break my heart like the other man now. Oh, but I know you will someday, baby. Come again, trying to think things over every step of the way. But I should be better now. This empty promises. together, baby. Come together, baby. So no empty promises, baby. So no empty promises, baby. Talking empty promises, baby. Talking empty promises, baby, now. Sometimes it's mad, I change my mind, baby, but I keep trying to be insane. Said I'm gonna run on down the line and leave this town behind. Sometimes people walk up to you in the middle of the street, try to stab you in the back, babe. Try to tell you things are gonna be alright. You ain't gotta lie, you won't. I keep trying to change my mind. I'm gonna move on down the line. Find my way home again. Said I'm ready now. Ready when my train pulls in. Said I'm ready now, baby. Ready when my train pulls in. And I won't come back again. try to change my mind. I see the same old things and I fall. I've been on my own too long to say. Said I'm gonna leave your town, baby. And I won't come back again now. Said I'm ready now. My train pulled in. Oh yeah, but she said I'm ready now, baby. Ready when my train pulled in. Said I don't leave my town, all of them talking right out. I won't come back again.
Kia ora. We have a tune somewhere, but I'm not sure this is right. Hey Ryan. Oh, someone grab the space.